To make the sashed orange peel block, you'll need some fusible interfacing and fabrics D, F, B, and E. For our fusible interfacing, we're using Heat and Bond Light. You'll subcut your fusible interfacing into 10-inch squares. Next, you'll select your fabric D square and cut it in half vertically and horizontally to create 5-inch squares. From your fabric F, or your white fabric, you'll subcut your 2.5-inch strips into 2.5 by 9.5-inch rectangles. We're going to set these aside for now. Using your orange peel template, you'll trace 4 orange peel shapes on each 10-inch square. Trace on the smooth side of the fusible fabric, or the non-sticky side. You'll want to mark your dots and cut a little slit between the 2 dots on the center of each orange peel. You'll want to roughly cut these apart. You don't need to cut on the lines at this point. Pair a marked interfacing orange peel with a fabric B square. The fusible side should face the right side of the fabric. With the interfacing on top, sew around the edge of the orange peel using a 1/4-inch seam allowance and pivot at the dots on either end of the orange peel. Clip the seam allowance at both pivot ends, or the points of the orange peel. Turn the orange peel's right side out and push out the points. You may also want to use a tool to smooth out the edges of your seams. You'll repeat this process with your fabric E squares and your fabric B squares for a total of 16 of each. You'll place your orange peel at a 45-degree angle on one of your 5-inch fabric D squares with the print sides up and press that shape in place. This is where that fusible interfacing comes in handy because the fusible is on the back side and will adhere to the square so that when you're ready to top stitch, it stays perfectly in place. Then you'll just use whichever stitch is your favorite. We used a small blanket stitch and stitched around the outside edge of that orange peel to adhere it securely. Arrange your orange peels into a 4-patch and stitch them together. The last thing we're going to do is add a fabric F sashing to the top and bottom of your orange peel. Stitch together using a 1/4-inch seam allowance. And that's it. Your sashed orange peel block is complete. Your unfinished block should measure 9.5 by 13.5.